So welcome back to Thoughts from the Round Table. I'm your host, Jacob Keith.
And I'm the other one, Pierce McCammon.
So today we're going to be talking about the enigma of a movie in the tall grass.
Yeah, and if you guys can't really tell, I mean, we have a little bit of a change in scenery today. You were coming to you right from our dorm room, and we've got a little camera. We got there's a camera.
There's a camera.
There's a camera.
Those are the only two, so that joke was short, not funny.
But yeah, so tell us what you like, or tell us if you like this new kind of format with video. We are open to it. We are trying it out.
Yeah, we're a little nervous about it though.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you guys, I've been using this After Effects thing that I made and not realizing that each recording file was taking up 2, maybe 3. One of them was 500 gigabytes of storage. Don't know if you guys know what that means, but my computer wasn't really happy with it.
Yeah, and all I want to do right now is look into the camera. But I know you're not supposed to do that, so if I do, I apologize.
I feel like you're going to get a lot about this. This is the first time we're going to try it, so be forgiving.
Yeah, because it might be bad.
We also have a new microphone. We're borrowing this one from our friends because we can't go to our normal microphones, but tell us what you think. We are thinking about making this our full-time microphone.
Yeah, because they're not that expensive.
Not that expensive and probably better.
Yeah, pretty easy to work with. So.
Yeah, so tell us what you think. So without further ado, please join us at the round table, even though we left the round table in the other room.
That's right.
So there's no round table. You guys are going to have to pretend.
Yeah, pretend there's a large white object that has legs and is round. So this movie, you might say, Jacob, Pierce, you guys are stupid. But I didn't know you were stupid enough to review a movie that is this bad. And I'd say, we are. We were scrolling through Netflix one night, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
We probably just moved into the dorm like a month ago and had way too much time on our hands, just like normal. And we saw this movie, probably just came out, and we're like, all right, we'll watch it.
I mean, the concept is cool. You know, you get into this grass. That's the whole concept. I was all in when they said grass.
Yeah, this movie is just, like I said in the intro, just an enigma. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, us sitting here talking about it, I feel like isn't going to do the movie justice.
Yeah. Last night when we were rewatching this work of art, I looked over at Jacob and I was like, I don't know how we're going to describe in words how utterly obscure some of the lines in this movie are. I don't think we can even get close to doing it justice.
Yeah.
You guys, listen. Watch this movie.
Yeah.
You're not going to have fun. At least for the first half.
Yeah. We always, say, hey, watch the movie before you listen to the podcast. We talk about it. This movie, you legitimately have to.
Yeah.
Or you'll be like, this isn't a real movie. It is.
It's real. It exists.
I'm ashamed that it exists.
I'm ashamed that I've watched it 2 times now and still enjoy it.
Yeah. It's not very good, but I think we should just hop right into trying to explain it.
Okay.
So I think, to give a little summary of the plot, it's like less than 3 minutes, we'll just talk about it. I don't really know how to describe other than there's these 2 people in a car. She's pregnant. Becky. Her and her brother, whose name I can't remember.
His name is something stupid, though.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember being like, I'm sorry if you guys are named what this guy's name is. I don't remember. It's something like...
I'll just look it up real quick.
Yeah, just look it up, because I feel like it's important that we have this kind of, like, context.
Yeah.
Is it, like, Ian or something?
It takes place in Kansas, apparently, in case you didn't know that. I'm sorry. Cal.
Short for Callum.
Yeah, stupid. He's annoying.
He's got a dumb name and a dumb personality.
Yeah.
They have weird sexual tension.
It is quite odd.
Like we said, brother and sister got some crazy incest vibes.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I remember telling Pierce, I was like, I could spend the whole podcast talking about the sexual tension between these 2.
It's... when you first look, and I remember when we watched this the first time, we saw the movie and we assumed that he was the father.
Yeah.
Until the father inevitably comes.
Yeah.
But, like...
I don't know how to describe the sexual... It's gross.
It's gross.
Anyway. So they're driving in a car to San Diego, I think, and they pull over because Becky is getting sick, so she vomits. Grossest part of the movie.
Well,
Okay, one of the grossest parts. I wasn't expecting it. I forgot about the part. As soon as I said that, I was like, there's another part that's really gross.
yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, but, we see them, and they pull over, and then they hear a voice from the grass.
Yeah, so let me paint this picture because I feel like you're not fully visualizing. Imagine a country road, and you're on this country road and you pull over. On your left is this old abandoned church with a lot of abandoned cars in the lot. And on your right is this field of what can only be described as tall grass. And that's where they pull over. They're like on the road. And so, yeah, they hear the voice.
Yeah, who is soon to be their young friend.
Tobin.
Yeah. So, once they enter the grass, little spoiler alert, the grass is
sentient?
Yeah.
Also a time machine.
Yeah, / portal to the multiverse. Because, as you'll see later in the movie, they're apparently living this life over and over again.
It's like the grass is like this living time machine plus portal gun.
Plus God.
Plus God. Well, no, not God. We'll get to God later. Yes, God comes in a little bit later in this movie.
Yeah.
It's not going to be what you expect.
We'll talk about my favorite theory, the theory that this is an alliteration to the Bible. But, yeah, so they talk about that for a little, or that whole scene goes on. They're stuck in the tall grass. They can't seem to find each other. That's, probably half the movie.
Yeah, the first half of the movie is just Callum just screaming, Becky! Becky!
I wanted to keep track, even though I never will. Just how many times they say Becky.
You could really skip the first half of the movie. I'm going to be honest with you. You could skip it, not really miss much. Just imagine the word Becky like 600 times.
Yeah, I was playing 8-ball pool the whole time watching it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was not paying attention to the first part of the movie.
And it's not like it's that important. Like, we don't learn about the grass being sentient.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird and like could be explained in like an opening crawl. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I'm saying is like the first part of the movie got me kind of thinking like, man, is this movie not as good as I remember it being?
I know.
And I was like, wow, did we might not have a lot to talk about. I was wrong.
Because Pierce really wanted to talk about this movie. He was really pushing on the pulse. It's like, listen, I know you remember this movie being good. I don't.
Yeah.
It's not.
But
it is.
It's good.
And we have so much to talk about. And so we'll just kind of skip the first half.
Yeah.
Because it's really not that important. We meet Tobin's father.
Yeah.
Who is just my favorite character.
I think for the rest of this podcast, to give a little bit of context, at least I will be calling him Josh Allen. Now, this is just to put you guys in perspective. He's the same actor that has played in The Conjuring and the Insidious movies. Me and Jacob watched the Insidious movies earlier this year. Yeah,
I think it was this year.
Yeah, earlier this year, and in that movie, his name is Josh. I don't think his last name's Allen.
I don't think so either. I just know that I've talked about Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
Jacob thinks he looks good in shorts.
He does look good in shorts.
I don't
see it.
So
Pierce is just, he's just decided, you know what? I'm just going to constantly call everyone whose name is Josh Allen. So now he is forever Josh Allen.
Yeah.
This Josh Allen has a mustache, though.
This version of Josh Allen might be the supreme version of Josh Allen out of all the movies I've seen him in because of the stash.
Yeah, he does look quite good in the stash.
Because of his... You'll see.
Yeah, I just don't know how to explain.
So I think the best parts of the movie start about midway through when Josh Allen finds The Rock.
Yeah.
And The Rock is like, imagine a big black boulder, okay?
With carving on it.
With carving on it. It's in the middle of a grass field, and it speaks to you.
You have to touch it, though.
No, it speaks to you before. That's what makes you want to touch it.
Okay.
The Rock wants to be rubbed. It wants to be stroked like a little doggy. But
Oh my god.
But
We
anyways,
have to cut that.
no, we're not. We're not cutting it. I'm
Yeah.
explaining what The Rock wants.
It doesn't want stroked like a dog.
It wants all 5 fingers on. They make a
True.
point of that. So, anyways, Josh Allen goes up and touches The Rock, and he's awakened, becoming the grass god, Lord
Yeah.
of the Grass.
Yeah, it's like Lord of the Flies, but better.
Yeah, it's like I just don't know really how to describe it. He becomes one with the field. You know, he can now traverse it. Usually when you traverse the grass, you're like getting teleported everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't really know what's happening. But Grass God, Josh Allen, he controls it
He does. He
because of the power The Rock grants him.
and
It's
he,
an old rock.
he also wants everyone to join the Rock's power.
Well, how could you not if it's a sentient rock that has granted you the power of the grass?
By the way, if you might be thinking, wow, Jacob Pierce, this sounds stupid. Please explain what the Rock is. Does it not give backstory of how the Rock perhaps got there?
This rock was before the glaciers, baby.
It literally gives no backstory of how the Rock got there.
It just imagine Josh Allen with his mustache and he's looking at the rock. Here's our backstory he gets. It's an old rock. Probably here before the glaciers. And then he just go, you know, he's just looking at the rock with just angst, I feel.
Yeah.
The
Lust,
sexual
perhaps.
tension between the rock and the grass god Josh Allen is probably rivaling the sexual tension between Callum and his sister
It's close.
Becky.
It's close.
I kind of ship him in the rock though.
I do
I'm gonna be
too.
honest.
I like the Rock. The Rock deserves to be happy, just like the rest of
The
the rulers of the grass field. You know?
exactly.
So, why we got off on a little tangent there, we'll try to continue. I just love The Rock. So, you know, they all meet up at The Rock.
Uh-huh.
You know, we forgot to talk about the other character who joined in, the boyfriend.
Oh, Travis.
Yeah, the father
Of
Becky's child.
soon to be child.
Yeah. And, you know, he comes and he tries to save the day because her and Cal have been missing for years. Months, I think. Years was wrong.
It was 2 months, they said. So,
Yeah.
like, the grass distorts time. It was like 2 days in the grass, but like 2 months in real life.
Yeah. That's kind of like why we think it's like a portal to another universe / a time loop. It doesn't really make sense, but just go with it,
Yeah.
you know?
There's no rules to the grass.
No.
You'd have to touch the rock to find out more.
So, you know, Travis is drawn to the grass. So he follows into the grass.
Of
and then,
course.
you know, the shenanigans keep happening. And then they all meet at the big rock.
Yeah.
You got Tobin, the son of Rock God. You know,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, of course.
Travis.
Yeah.
Becky. And
Cal.
Callum.
Gosh.
I hate Cal.
He could have the movie would have been the same whether he was in it or not.
No, I'm not sure if that's true.
Okay.
Because his and Travis's dynamic was kind of, I mean, it gave Travis a little bit of character development. Because Cal, as we previously stated, was in a weird relationship with his sister.
Right.
And he didn't really want anyone else to date his sister. And he thought that Travis was a piece of bad word, you know?
Yeah, and we don't really know. Again, don't really have any backstory.
Listen, all we've seen Travis do to imply that he is not a great guy is, like, from what Cal says. So we really don't know. I mean, he probably wasn't, like, a great guy, but, like, I feel like Cal's kind of...
Yeah, Cal has a
biased
biased view.
vendetta.
Yeah, he has
against-
a biased view against Trav.
Yeah.
Our boy Trav.
And I like Travis.
I do like
Travis
Trav.
is a good guy in this movie.
Yeah. So we'll get to that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But, you know, so we see Tobin's mom come back, and this is where I knew this is one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Because Tobin's mom obviously knows what happened to her husband. He has been changed by the Rock into the grass god.
Yeah.
So she's like, we got to get out of here. And he says, no, you have to touch the Rock. And they don't want to. Obviously, they know the Rock is all powerful and will, you know, keep you in the field forever.
It's kind of weird to me, right? You see this guy who has ultimate strength talk about this rock, and he says, you touch it, you can get out of the grass. But everyone is really, kind of
Anti-rock touching.
anti-rock touching, which, like, okay, so I'm just picturing myself in this situation, right? I'm in a weird grass field that's not letting me out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch the rock.
Why not?
Listen,
You're stuck in a time loop with multiple universes. They know by this time they've died over and over and over again.
well, okay, they only die because they don't touch the rock.
I guess you're right. That's what I'm
because,
saying.
like, if they just listened to Josh Allen and touched the rock, then would it all be just better?
Touch the rock.
Touch the rock.
Touch the rock.
Just touch it. Put 5 fingers on that bad boy and stroke.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're thinking that that's probably like a sexual innuendo, but The Rock is most definitely a sex symbol.
Yeah. Well, no.
No, it
I'm
is.
going by my theory. My theory's right. And since we're talking about theories of what The Rock is.
Wait. Before, finish your story about what happens when they're confronted. Let's finish the plot synopsis. We keep getting way off track.
I just have so much to talk about with this movie. Okay, so they all try to run away. And Josh Allen, of course, is like, you can't run from the grass. I control it.
Yeah.
You know? So then he grabs his wife by the noggin, right? And Tobin is like, don't touch mom, as most small children should, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And he says, don't worry, son. It's just flesh. And all flesh is grass. And then he pushes her head together and it explodes. Not like an explosion, but like with blood.
What a great scene.
Yeah.
What a great quote. I think before that was also a really good quote when Josh Allen's trying to put the pieces. He's like, The Rock wouldn't bring you here unless it wanted you here. And he's like sitting there and he's like pondering. He's like, this story's not about you. He just like looks into the camera. He's like, wait a minute. It's about me.
Just great. This scene is the best scene
in the whole
entire movie.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Hands down. There's a couple scenes that really make me laugh.
You know, they're up there, but I just think this one's quotable.
Yeah.
It's poorly shot.
Oh, wonderfully poorly shot.
Yeah.
Okay, but the movie it's mostly like pretty bad when it comes to like the shooting.
It's like a B-grade horror movie when you think of it.
But
which
there's
is fine.
these like totally like random scenes where it's like, what? This cinematography kind of good.
Yeah.
It looks like really good and then goes right back to just bad.
Yeah. Also,
I don't know.
Just speaking of the filming, this has to be like a top 5 worst movie ever to film. Running through grass.
You'd be so itchy. Gosh, I'm just imagining my days as an airsoft connoisseur. I used to, of course, strap up, had my guns out there, and we'd go out into the old cornfield and we'd shoot around. That was so itchy in itself.
But you were in a cornfield. This grass, I said before, is a sentient being.
Well, yeah.
Is it anti-itch grass?
No, it's not.
How do you know?
You know it is because that one scene where the grass inserts itself into Becky's womb.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She seems pretty uncomfortable with the grass being up there.
I freaking hope so.
I'm just saying. I feel like an itch.
Okay,
right?
We'll agree to disagree on that. I feel like the grass wants you there. It doesn't want to make you itchy.
No, I think it does because it makes you muddy.
That's not the grass's fault. Don't you put that on the grass.
I'm just saying, the grass... I don't know, I feel like the grass isn't all good.
The grass is a Christ figure.
No.
Okay.
The Rock is a Christ figure.
No, it's not.
No, it's Josh, right?
No, it's Travis.
Oh, it's Travis. All right, so let me just finish out the plot before you get too far into your little biblical theory. All right, so we have them at the Rock. Of course, he gets his head smashed. All flesh is grass. You got that far. Yeah. You're there. So after that, he kind of just chases them around the grass, kind of like a little Scooby-Doo villain. And
true.
I mean, that's probably genuinely the best way to describe it. And they go places. Stupid boy and Travis getting a little tussle. The grass man corners Becky. The grass man has her on the ground. And let me tell you, all right. So earlier I said The Rock is sexual in nature. This is where it gets kind of explicit, right? So he's got her on the ground and he's kind of threatening her like, hey, you can't really do anything. You've already made every choice imaginable. And where did they lead me? Where did they lead? Right back to me. He's kind of Thanos in a way. The Grass Man
Maybe?
equals Thanos? Question mark? Maybe.
Thumbnail?
Maybe. Oh. So, anyways, back to where I was. So he talks to her, and he's like whispering in her ear, and he was like, "Do you want to have sex on the rock, underneath the stars, where the stars can see us?" And she's like, "Ugh, no, no." And he just keeps on going on about having sex on the rock.
Yeah, some real rapey vibes going on here.
And that is really what it was. Maybe the rock is for rape. I don't want to put that on the rock, though.
Better watch what you say around me as a rock defender.
Okay. I'm not saying the rock supports rape. I'm just saying that the vibes it was giving off, kind of rapey.
True.
Anyways, they all culminate back at the rock. You got Josh Allen. You got the gang there. Becky is giving birth, even though like in the movie they said she still had like 3 months left. They don't really explain why suddenly she just decides to give birth on the mud. While she's giving birth, the rock opens up this ginormous crater. The baby was gonna, I guess, fall in, and in the crater. Okay, I just can't stress this enough. There were babies in the crater. I think it was like all the iterations of her giving birth into the rock's bosom. But they were all like kind of clamoring to get out. Really
It looked like a root system.
Yeah, it was like a root of babies.
Kind of interesting, but
I
kind
mean-
of gross as well.
Kind of gross. I mean, first off, I didn't think the rock had roots. Not a tree. Maybe it does. Making the roots babies? Questionable choice. You know, I'm not one to think that, you know, the director's vision might be flawed, but like,
It's art. You wouldn't get it.
I guess I just wouldn't get it. But anyways, she starts hallucinating and sees Callum trying to feed her something. She eats it. Turns out it's the Grass Man feeding her. What's he feeding her? Her child. She then dies. They all die except Travis and Tobin. Travis kills the Grass Man, touches the rock, and becomes king of the grass in the Grass Man's place. Then he leads Tobin out. He's a good king. He leaves Tobin out and then dies in the grass.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
You don't get it. We don't either. But I'm going to try to help you understand with my $1 million theory.
Yeah.
This is alliteration.
Okay.
And here's how I'm going to start. The Rock. We know it's all powerful. It's been there forever.
True.
It's all knowing.
True.
The Rock is God in this case.
Okay.
So, you know, we know The Rock is all powerful. And you say, Jacob, that's stupid. Hold on for a second. There's a lot of things that lead to this.
Okay.
2, the grass is the Holy Spirit. You know, it tries to get people to come toward the Rock, the other all-powerful. You know, they're one and the same. You know, even though he is touched the Rock, he still has, you know, the Rock still has power over the grass.
That's
They
true.
are also the same. So, you know, the grass is the Holy Spirit. Number 3, Travis is Christ. Right? Sent by the Rock to break the time loop that the Rock created. You know, this is obviously a stretch, to say the least. But there's a church. Those are the only points I really have going.
I mean, Travis sacrifices himself.
I know. Christ figure.
True. I mean, it's hard to argue that Travis is a Christ figure.
Yeah, I really think that one might be the only part that holds up. Also,
No,
the
I think-
omnipotence of the Rock.
It's been there. It's an old rock, baby.
It is.
Before the glaciers. Before the glaciers. I can't stress that point enough. You think this rock is young? No. It's old.
It's old.
It's before the glaciers.
But I don't know. I think the theory at least is a way to understand how this works. Because if not, no one gets it.
Yeah.
Because without you have to have your own theory of why this is happening. Because if not, it really doesn't make any sense. And my theory doesn't make any more sense.
I think the most fun part about this movie is trying to understand. Because really, you don't need to understand. You just need to be able to make up a story that fits your agenda. You know?
True.
And I think it's like you ever read Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Oh, the best books ever.
Oh yeah, the American classics. You ever hear of the do-it-yourself book?
Yeah.
Where it kind of just gives you the template and you just kind of run with the ideas. That's
Sure.
what this movie really is. It's like it's the do-it-yourself book. It's showing you here's events that happen. You kind of fill in why they're happening.
Yeah.
What's the real story behind it, the overarching themes, because it really doesn't present them.
And, does it have a plot? You gotta have to write the plot. Just like you kind of gotta work something together to make sense as a plot for this movie.
Yeah, to further that that little connection, I guess it's like those books you used to get where it had just keywords taken out and it's like insert a noun. So it'd be like
Mad Libs.
the Mad Libs. So it's like the funny insert now is all powerful, and you insert rock.
Yeah.
The funny rock is all powerful. It wants you to touch it. Verb. I mean, it's a do-it-yourself movie.
Yeah. It's like someone half wrote this, and then Stephen King was like, "Don't mind if I do," and now he made money from Netflix. So
just listen. If you're gonna watch this movie, which I can't recommend enough,
you will get an hour and 41 minutes of enjoyment out of it.
It's true. You will get an hour of enjoyment out of it.
Sure.
But it's like, don't watch this and expect to understand, expect to have complicated themes, expect to have a good message, expect to have a plot, likable characters besides Travis and Josh Allen, which I like them both.
Yeah.
You really got to do it yourself.
Yeah, just like, look at it this way. You're watching a movie not to, critique it. You're just watching a movie. You don't want to think too hard. You want a good chuckle, but you don't want to feel stupid laughing.
It's like so here recently I actually wrote an article for the Campus Citizen. Check out the Campus Citizen, link in the description. Shameless plug. Read my articles. No one does. Anyways, I wrote this article for it talking about like defending Hallmark movies. And in that, I kind of talked about a movie that really has no worth at all. Because like a Hallmark movie, it's really bad.
I watched it
acting.
with him. It's bad.
It's bad. It was bad. It wasn't like a good movie, and yet it was an enjoyable movie. And the fact is like, I don't think especially in a Hallmark movie that you can really critique it. You got to be like, all right, well, the only enjoyment I get out of this is its flaws. So it's like, good movie because it's bad. That's the same with this. It's like, besides like the lines, I mean, the dialogue is impeccable. But like the actual plot, bad, and that's kind of half the fun.
True. I just still can't get over how they got Josh Allen, who is like a pretty decent actor and pretty well known to be in this movie.
Well, he's in like every horror movie ever, I think.
Yeah, but at least Insidious was good. And like
Insidious
The Conjuring are like genuinely good. Like
you need to watch The Conjuring because like
I watched the first one. I haven't watched the second.
Yeah, the second one's okay.
I'm just saying like these movies are like, pretty okay movies from a critical standpoint, like compared to most horror movies.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was in this one, which has like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, kind of impressive. I
don't know really how they got it.
I don't either.
But you could tell he was having fun.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, it's about me.
Yeah.
He enjoyed his role.
I think the whole reason he did it just was so he could grow a mustache.
Honestly, there are worse reasons to do something. Like, yeah. I don't know.
So at this point, we're just pretty much rambling.
Yeah. So
I think it's time.
I think we call it.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you're inspired to watch In the Tall Grass. Because I am.
I'm not. I'm done watching this movie forever.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie.
But I hope that you guys got a little bit of enjoyment out of our torture.
Yeah, so since we're wrapping up, of course, we have to give our plugs. First, we'll start out with our personal Twitter page because we're the most important, obviously.
Exactly. And that would be roundtable_pod.
If you thought, Jacob, I hated this. This movie was stupid. Why would you talk about it? Don't vote for it next time.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah. Vote for what you want to want us to talk about, and we will talk about it.
Yeah, every week we're going to give you a vote. We're going to give you options. It's important if you care about this podcast at all to go and follow that Twitter and vote. It's the best thing you could do. Also, we tweet out when we upload so you can see right away, or you could always subscribe and hit that bell notification.
Hit the little ding.
Dingy 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 dingy. Yeah.
I don't like that.
I do.
Continue. Also, go ahead and check out the Campus Citizen, of course.
Campus Citizen has a website. It has a Twitter. It has an Instagram. We're probably going to link 2 out of the 3.
Yeah. Surprise which one's which.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to take time to edit the description.
That's fine with me.
So,
and we will see you next time on Thoughts from the Round Table.